professional YouTuber vlog, day 150. It's like almost 2 in the morning, and I'm just now heating up a burrito that Edward brought home for dinner. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I love what I do, and this is cool. Edward's over there finishing up one episode. I was pulling selects for the other. It looks like both episodes are going to go up on Thursday. Both, answering questions about therapy and how to find a therapist, and I'm really proud of them. I think they're really good episodes. Thank you again for anybody who helped out with those. At this point, it's just a team effort, and it's amazing what we're able to accomplish, you guys. It's so cool. I'm not gonna cry this time. Yes.
Can I add something in there?
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the old vlogs, I think there's one called Stuck Between Then and Now. Where I talk about how it's been difficult to get switched over and being accountable and getting the episodes out on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I would just like to stop and mention that we have gone from, okay, we're trying to get this production out, we're trying to get all this stuff going. We have gone from, okay, can we get it out in 10 days to we're putting out 2 episodes the same week.
Yeah. But I mean, we didn't technically do one last week, so. Before we celebrate too hard.
My point though is that it's still.
It is leagues better. We're doing a lot better.
Way better. I think technically that's true, but for reasons that are too complicated to explain right now, that's not actually as much of a controlling factor as it seems.
Right, because we actually planned this.
Yeah.
We knew that we would be dead from VidCon, but we'd have to push to get Scott's interview out, and then we were like, okay, intentionally we're going to take a week off to recover and follow up on VidCon stuff, and then we'll put out the episode about therapy, which turned into 3 episodes about therapy, 2 of which we're putting out on Thursday.
So not only did we stick to the plan, but then we accommodated a second episode.
Yeah, that was fun how that went down, because I looked at Edward and I was like, this episode is not 1 episode. And he was like, we don't have time to put out 2 before then. Can the episode answering therapy questions go out the following week? And I was like, no, and here's why. I don't want people getting excited and going and finding a therapist without having their questions answered and knowing what to expect. So I was like, it has to go out at least on the same day. So he was very accommodating about it. And I got to be like, I told you when we were going to do this episode that it would be too much to include this as well. And so there's a little bit of back and forth about that. But yeah, basically, what's that?
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, don't I told you so me.
A little bit.
Don't do that.
A little bit. I fought really hard. I was like, I feel like just how to find a therapist is enough of an episode all on its own. But he wanted to, rightly so, make sure that the content was good for you guys, and that it was a full episode as opposed to, just how to find a therapist. And so it was good. And I'm glad that I did it. You know why?
Wait, I'm going to add.
Okay, he's going to add.
If we're doing the whatever.
I told you so? Let's do it.
I recanted. I was like, you know what? You're right. We can't get all this done. Let's go back to doing just the therapy episode. And that's what
he told me that after I've done all of this work to find this information and put out a call on Facebook asking for questions.
That does not matter.
No, it does matter. It's
At that point, it was like, we can't release the episode without this other one as well.
And yeah, because I'm not going to put all that work in and then just throw it away.
Yeah, but the writing and the researching is not the brunt of the work.
That's not the brunt of the work that you do.
No, but it
is the brunt of the work for me.
Should we start this over?
No, this is the behind the scenes. So,
oh, yeah.
I love you.
I love you too, sincerely. I just, I guess I was just trying to be celebratory, because it's holy cow.
No,
We've gone from oh my god, this is unpredictable, to not only did we predict it, but we accommodated more than twice as much.
That's true. That's true. And I didn't get to the end of that. So Edward was very cool about accommodating that, and so I tried to do my best, but it still took me longer to get this episode done than I would have liked. And Edward is now bearing the brunt of that, trying to get everything edited by Thursday. So he is the hero over there on the couch. But yes, it's actually gotten so much better. We're getting better at not only putting episodes out, but also being realistic with ourselves. There used to be a certain sense of we've got to get it out. Whether it's possible or not, we've just got to do it because people are counting on this. And what I found was we were spending a lot of time and energy like trying to reschedule everything that didn't happen the way that we thought it would happen. And I was like, no, it makes more sense to be realistic. And to Edward's credit, he started taking more control of the show. He used to be a showrunner and would do this for a living, and like he just stepped up and he's like, okay, I need you to do this today, or that tomorrow, like this is what's happening, and go. And I was like, great, because I don't want to carry like the whole mental load of the show all by myself. Like I will absolutely take orders. So down with this. So it's been working out really well. And here's why.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Here's why I'm glad that we ended up answering therapy questions in addition to doing an episode on how to find a therapist. That's how I found out about the peer specialist thing, because I was Googling like different types. Like I went deep. I was like, okay, I must know everything about therapy ever. And like I have to know every type of mental health professional. And like I always learn a lot more than I really need to, or at least then makes it into the episode, because I want to feel like I have a good, solid understanding of the topic before I write a video about it. Especially because I'm doing a lot of translating from very like scientific terminology to very like layman's terms, like, hey, this is something that hopefully anybody can understand. I just want to make sure that nothing gets majorly lost in that translation. So I try to make sure I understand a topic. And I looked at a list of mental health professionals, and peer specialist was one of them. And I was like, peer specialist, Google. What? That's what I do. What? There's a training for it, and it's free. What? So, yeah, so that's why that's happening. So I'm really glad that we did that. And I'm very proud of how the episode turned out. I think it's really helpful. So
we have both been wanting to do therapy stuff for a while.
Yeah.
And I also want to say one more thing.
Okay, cool.
Which is,
one more thing, and then I'm going to end it because the phone is going to die.
Oh, let me be very quick then. For all our back and forth and whatnot, I really appreciate you giving me those huge props. That's very kind of you, and I appreciate you recognizing the hard work. But I also have to throw props out to this woman because, and I'm not me tooing you at all, I would not have been able to get back into my old show.
Me tooing you, not like sexually abusing. Me tooing like.
Oh God! Oh, I forgot. Yeah, sorry. No, before that ever came around, Jessica and I used to have this thing called "Don't Me Too Me," which means don't, just because someone says something nice to you, don't instantly say something nice back. Sorry, yes, you're right. Oh my God, totally forgot about that.
All right, sorry.
Twinsies. Go ahead. Anyway, the point is, the reason I was able to get back into that headspace was because after I left that showrunner position, that's when all my ADHD stuff started to really kick in. And I stopped using anxiety as my motivator.
I was going to say, it was there. You just were blanketing it with anxiety.
Yeah, that's when I started to take care of the anxiety, and then that's when all my ADHD symptoms came up. And then from then, I feel like the last couple of years, last 2 or 3 years, has just been me fighting my brain and trying to figure out how to get motivated again. And it was your patience. Like time after time after time, I'd come up short, or I wouldn't have gotten it done, and I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I'm trying. And you were always like, it's cool. And your just consistent patience and your just gentle like stand by me-ness while I was trying to figure out something that I had to figure out new tools to figure out. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, because I have a good brain that works now.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I just
well, you rethought your strategies to work without the anxiety as much.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically I had to go back 20 years. From when I was 16 years old.
Replace all the more unhealthy coping mechanisms with
every
sustainable ones.
Every creative work style I'd ever developed, I had to get rid of all that. Because it didn't work anymore.
I was like, how do you normally motivate yourself? You're like, I just force it. I just force my brain to do the thing, and just like for 2 days straight he's working, and I'm like, I wonder why your brain doesn't want to cooperate.
Yeah, you wonder why I got really tired of making things for a period there where I just didn't make anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that. It was very kind of you to say those things, and I'm not trying to just meet you there. I really appreciate it. I would not have this right now if it weren't for you.
Oh, and we wouldn't have it if it weren't for you guys, because you were all very patient too while we were struggling with the scheduling stuff. And I'm not saying we're not still going to struggle, but we're at least being more intentional about saying, hey, you know what, does this episode deserve a little more attention and care and research? Is it worth delaying it a couple of days, or is this just something where we just want to get the information out and it can be a little bit quicker? So we're getting better about being intentional about our scheduling. So thank you for bearing with us, and thank you for all your support that makes it all possible. All right.
Sincerely, thank you
Yeah.
guys.
That is day 150.